What is up guys, it's your boy Solam here and back with another classic WoW video. So today we're talking about Cataclysm Classic, and I probably lost about 50% of people watching this video just right there by mentioning the word Cataclysm. But we are currently playing Wrath of the Lich King Classic. We're in Phase 3, Phase 4 is already on the WoW vendor build and coming to the PTR very soon, and after Phase 4 we only have a mini phase through Phase 5 left, and then we're probably heading into Cata, and that's pretty much been confirmed right now. They haven't really, Blizzard haven't really announced anything, but it's pretty much confirmed. So today we have some brand new surveys to look at for Cataclysm Classic that was sent out, I think it was yesterday, like literally one day ago when you're watching this video. The surveys were sent out, and not everyone are getting these surveys, which is why they're popping up kind of sporadically, because they're not sending them out to everyone. They're sending them out kind of trying to target a specific audience here and looking for specific feedback from specific people. So in this case, today's survey, or yesterday's survey, was kind of a little bit all over the place. They were asking questions about what games you were playing and which platforms you were playing them on. So right here we can have some of the actual, some of the surveys or some of the questions here, just a couple of screenshots. But this is one of them, 3 of them actually, showing you some questions right here. So number 1, if Classic World of Warcraft were to bring back Cataclysm for the next expansion, how likely or unlikely would you be to play World of Warcraft Cataclysm Classic? In which case you're just supposed to answer between very likely and very unlikely. Then there was also a question based on which platforms you're playing on, so PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and so on as well. And another question that I don't have a screenshot of was which games you're playing. So in that one you had a reference to Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft as well, probably trying to gauge which other games their audience or their player base are also playing, so they can draw some inspiration from those games, I assume. And the last one, we are going to show you 3 scenarios describing different sets of content and features that could potentially be offered as part of a bundle available for purchase at the same time as the next Classic World of Warcraft expansion. As a reminder, you do not need to purchase a digital bundle to play Classic. The game is accessible with an active World of Warcraft subscription. So I'm kind of surprised by this, because they haven't even announced Cataclysm Classic yet, and they're already looking at different ways to monetarily gain from Cata, and I feel like they're spending way too much time asking people what they would be interested in buying in Cata, rather than asking for feedback regarding the game itself. So instead of fixing the game, instead of working on things within the game that would make people come back and play the game, they're just trying to get as much cash as possible. And to illustrate that point, we have some more questions from the same survey, just different screenshots, but from the exact same survey, so we can take a look at those as well. Once again, taking a look at some some ways for Blizzard to monetarily gain from Cata. So here's 3 separate bundles, 3 separate monetary options, I suppose, talking about some things you can buy and what that purchase will give you as well, and a price tag. So here we have the Heroic Edition and the Epic Edition, and you can see there's 3 separate price tags. On the left one, the Heroic Edition is $49 or $50, only for the level 80 boost, but then you have another Heroic Edition, like the top right one right here, $30, which includes a mount, a pet, a toy, and includes an armor transmog. So this one is pretty much only cosmetics and costs $30. Going back down, you have another one, including only level 80 boost once again, at the price point of $40, while the previous one was $50. So they're trying to see how much people are willing to pay for that level 80 boost. Is it going to be a $30 boost, 50, 60, 40? Nobody really knows, but I'm guessing it's going to be either the same as it was back when Wrath came out, or it's going to be more expensive because the boost offers you more levels. So in this case, right here on the bottom right, the Heroic Edition is $40 for the level 80 boost, but I'm thinking it's going to be more like the middle one, or the left one in this case, the $50 for the level 80 boost. And we also have the Epic Edition on this case, which includes the mount, pet, toy, and armor transmog, 30 days of game time, and once again the level 80 boost for $80. So in this case, they're trying to milk Classic WoW players for 80 bucks by giving them the Ultimate Edition, or basically the Deluxe Edition, right, for Cataclysm Classic, which you can buy. It's not something you have to buy, but let's be real, a bunch of people are buying these. When TBC came out, for example, you didn't have to buy the level 70 boost, but a bunch, well, it was a level 58 boost, but a bunch of people still did, and when Wrath came out, once again you could buy a level 70 boost. You didn't have to, but a bunch of people did, and Blizzard have the statistics behind this. They know exactly how many copies they've sold of each specific version, so once again they're looking to monetarily capitalize on the success of Wrath and going into Cata. This is something I've talked about a bunch in the past, but what actually surprises me is how much effort they're putting in, like how much they're asking for price tags, and they're focusing so much on what they can include and put a price tag on, rather than asking for feedback about the game. For example, random dungeon finder, should we have that in Cata? I mean, probably going to come out with the last phase of Wrath or something, but I'm hoping random dungeon finder is there in Cata. Raid Finder though, personally I don't want that one there, but things like that, right? Which type of content should we have in Cata? Should we keep doing the beta plus dungeons or heroic plus dungeons? The beta dungeons, Titan Protocol dungeons, should those keep going? And should we even have the looking for raid option in Cataclysm? Should we have the every type of content that we had back then? What can be improved? What do we not want at all? And so on. Focus on making Cataclysm Classic as good as it can be, because in my opinion, Cataclysm is a very good expansion. The opening raids of Cata are among the best I've ever seen in my life, and the PvP aspect in Cata was a lot of fun as well. As someone who played back then, I played a Warlock and a Hunter back in Cata, both of which were really overpowered, and I had so much fun. I think it could be a really good expansion, if done correctly. The only thing I didn't like was Dragon Soul, which introduced the looking for raid, and the last 4 bosses in Dragon Soul kinda sucked. But yeah, I think they should focus a lot more on the actual gameplay, rather than trying to figure out the perfect price tags and trying to implement as many things as possible behind a cash shop. In this case, for example, when Wrath came out, we got the mount, and we got a pet, and we got the WoW token, and we got level 70 boost. Now they're trying to introduce one more thing, which is armor transmog. So slowly but surely, they're adding more and more, one thing at a time, to the cash shop, in order to just milk all the things they can from Classic WoW and turn it into retail. Very soon we have everything that people didn't want in retail, we also have in Classic. We have the WoW token, we have boosting going on here, we have level boost coming, we have paid transmog, paid cosmetics, paid mounts, paid pets. What do we not have that retail has? Everything that people hated about retail, we are now doing in Classic. Even farming Mythic Plus dungeons for raid loot in retail is something we now have in Classic, with the Heroic Plus dungeon system, which isn't really the same, but kind of is at the same time, because now you can farm dungeons infinitely and get raid loot from doing dungeons, and it's a way to reuse old content, which is great for the game itself, but it's just referencing back to the point that turning Classic WoW more and more into retail, and which with this server right here, they're just trying to put in as many paid options as possible as well, which I personally don't like too much, and I actually fear that we might be getting unlimited level boost at some point, because that's gonna generate so much cash for Blizzard, right? Right now we have 1 level boost with every single expansion, so we had level 58 boost with TBC, we had level 70 boost with Wrath, and we're obviously getting level 80 boost with Cata, but what if they also introduce the unlimited boosts, which could cost more cash, or it could be the same? Imagine a level 80 boost would cost you 60 bucks. A bunch of people would rather pay 60 bucks than paying gold for in-game boost, which takes time, or level up themselves, which once again takes time. To a lot of people, paying that price tag wouldn't really be a problem, and Blizzard would gain so much from it. And I'm calling it right now, I'm just gonna make this prediction at some point, either before Cata, or when Cata comes out, or during Cata, we will see unlimited level boosts that you can pay for with real life cash. I'm just calling it right now. Now, I have recently started playing Cataclysm on a different server called White Main, so I'm starting to dip my toes back into Cata, and it just reminds me that Cata I always thought was a very fun expansion. I love the brand new zones, I love the new raids, I love the PvP system. It's not really a new system, but I just love the class balancing in Cata, and the way everything works. It's a really good expansion, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that Blizzard doesn't destroy the expansion through their corporate greed. But I just wanted to update you guys today on this survey talking about it, because based on these surveys, this is the third wave that I know about of these surveys. The first one was over a year ago before Wrath came out, where they also talked about level 80 boosting Cata, so this is something they really think about. They're trying to make sure they can monetarily gain from Cata, and they have been from the very start. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying they should probably focus more on the gameplay rather than the monetary aspect. Just make the game as good as possible. That way they will also sell more boosts if they try to sell boosts, because more people are playing the game. So by making the game the best version it can be, it will draw people in, and it will ultimately make them more money as well. So please focus on making Cataclysm as good as it can be. Focus on getting feedback on what people want from the game, because I can only really talk about what I personally want from Cata and what I don't want to see in Cata, and I have no idea if people agree or disagree with me other than my personal comment sections on, for example, this video. So if you have made it this far into the video, please let me know if you would play Cataclysm in the comments down below, and if there's any changes you would want to see, please describe them as well in the comments down below. I will try to give as many hearts and replies as I can, at least for a couple of days. So yeah, once again, leave a comment down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it so far, and also less than 30% of people watching have subscribed to my channel, so if you want to get more Classic WoW content, whether that is Hardcore Classic WoW, Classic Era, Wrath Classic, or Cataclysm, I am here to keep you covered. Either way, thank you so much for watching today, as always, and I'll see you again very soon.